Okay, so how can we, if we recognize that we've kicked into that mad, that angry, that frustrated, that stressed, what can we do about it? Well, one thing we can do is wait. The good news is the fight or flight mechanism is neurochemistry. Neuroendocrine, neurochemistry, it's chemical, and it will go away. It has to go away. If you wait long enough, those chemicals have to die off and you're back to normal. So that old wives' tale about counting to 10 really does help. It really does help. Because the chemical spike now is on the way down and gives you a chance to free up your thinking and maybe think something you didn't think before 10 seconds ago. That's one thing you can do. Now there are times when you might have to walk away from the situation. 10 seconds isn't going to be enough. There might be times when you're going to have to say, please give me a second to think before I respond. You might have to shut the conversation down. The problem you're trying to solve, you might recognize, I'm too stressed out about it. I might have to sleep on it. So distance, I have a word for this. I call it the director's distance because we're being the director now. So you have to engage in the director's, I didn't write that well enough, director's distance to overcome the fight or flight mechanism. Whether it's time, probably time, whether it's distance and space, separation, you got to let that thing calm down so that you can think better. Now, I put this graph up here because I wanted to demonstrate something to you. It's called the Yerkes-Dodson law in psychology, and it says, hey, sometimes you're so bored out of your mind you perform poor. But sometimes when you start to get attentive and you get a little bit stressed, you can actually increase your performance, right? But it becomes a point where, too much stress, and your performance goes down. Now, this is a common curve. You're probably familiar with this. Looks like a normal curve or a bell curve. And you would be nice to be able to dial that stress up right there for that particular task and get that particular performance. The problem, though, is that the curve shifts based on the nature of the task. So just as we went through an exercise, a simple task needs more stress to get peak performance. So it's going to be like this, right? You need to be farther out to get your peak because all you want is automatic behavior. A complex task requires this because you need to be less stressed to get your peak performance. So it isn't one curve. It's a curve that's dependent upon the nature of the problem you have to solve, the task you have to accomplish.